Hey there, it's good to see you. Let me ask you something. Have you ever looked at your Social Security check and thought, is this really enough? Or maybe you've been wondering if these small increases we hear about each year are actually making a difference. Well, something big is happening, and it's not just a headline, it's history in the making. For the first time ever, the average monthly Social Security payment for retired workers is set to break the $2,000 mark. That's never happened before, and honestly, it's about time. Now, if you're thinking, wait, does that mean more money in my pocket? You're not alone, but as always, there's more to the story than just a number. This change reflects a bigger picture, how Social Security is adapting, where it's falling short, and what it means for everyday people like you and me, trying to keep up with rising costs. Stick around, because understanding this shift can help you better plan, stay informed, and know what to expect from your benefits down the line. And while you're here, I'd love to hear from you. Has your Social Security benefit felt like it's keeping up with your expenses? Let me know down in the comments. And if you find this helpful, go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss more updates. So, what's actually happening? Well, starting in June 2025, the average monthly check for retired workers is expected to officially cross the $2,000 line. As of April, it was just under that, $119.99.97 to be exact, and now it's finally tipping over. It's a moment almost 90 years in the making, going all the way back to when Social Security was signed into law in 1935. That's a long journey, but here's the part many folks overlook. Even though this sounds like a win, this increase doesn't necessarily mean you'll feel richer. And why? Because everything around us is getting more expensive. Groceries, rent, healthcare, you name it. So while that $2,000 average might feel like progress on paper, in real life it might not stretch much farther than before. One of the main reasons benefits are going up is something called the cost of living adjustment, or COLA. You've probably heard about it. It's supposed to help Social Security payments keep pace with inflation. For 2025, the COLA is 2.5%. That's about a $49 boost on average from last year's check. Now, this adjustment isn't just pulled out of thin air, it's based on how prices have changed using something called the CPIW, which stand for the Consumer Price Index for urban wage earners and clerical workers. And yes, I know that's a mouthful. The problem is the CPIW doesn't really reflect how seniors spend money. It's built around the habits of younger working Americans. So categories like gas or electronics might have more weight, while things like prescription drugs, housing, or healthcare, things that retirees often spend more on, don't get as much attention. That creates what's called a purchasing power gap. To put it simply, even though your Social Security check might be going up, its ability to actually buy the things you need could still be going down. A report from the Senior Citizens League pointed this out clearly. They found that between 2000 and 2023, the purchasing power of Social Security dropped by 36%, and between 2010 and mid-2024, it fell another 20%. That's a big hit. So even when you hear news like this $2,000 milestone, it's important to keep in mind that real value, the amount of groceries or medication the check can cover, might not be keeping up. Also, there's another factor behind the increase. More and more people are retiring, and the newer retirees often had higher lifetime earnings than previous generations. That pushes the average up, and also nominal wages, what people are paid before inflation is considered, have been rising over the years. That shows up in benefit calculations too. But again, all this raises a question. Is it enough? For many retired people, it's complicated. Rent, groceries, and medical costs are all rising faster. About 80 to 90% of retirees say they rely on Social Security for at least some of their income, and for many, it's the main source. So then what can be done? Some experts are pushing for the government to use a different measure to calculate COLA, one that's more tailored to the spending habits of seniors. It's called the CPI, which stands for the Consumer Price Index for the elderly. It's not perfect, but it includes more weight for things like health, air, and housing. Switching to that could make COLA increases more aligned with real-world senior expenses. Speaking of which, there's another major issue: Social Security's future. Till sånt får se. Thus, trust funds that support these benefits are on track to be depleted by the mid-2030s. Just pausing for a moment to share something important with you, we've partnered with Chapter, a service we feel confident recommending for clear, honest Medicare help. They'll connect you with a licensed advisor, compare every Medicare plan in your area, and help you save money. Most people save around $100 to $100 a year. It's free, and their Care Advocate team is there to support you even after you're signed up. Call 615-639-1937 or visit askchapter.org, money or money using the link in the comments below. Let's keep going. That doesn't mean benefits will stop, but if no action is taken, the SSA may only be able to pay out about 77% of what's been promised. That's not just a hypothetical. It's something every retiree or soon-to-be retiree should be keeping an eye on. President Donald Trump and other leaders have said they support protecting Social Security, but so far actual policy changes have been limited. Reform ideas like adjusting benefit formulas, changing how inflation is measured, or raising the retirement age have all been discussed. Still, those are tough conversations, and political debates around them can be heated. One concern that often comes up is whether Social Security should become a means-tested program, meaning benefits would be based on income or wealth. Some argue that could help ensure those who need it most are prioritized. Others worry it could weaken the system's foundation, which has always been about earning benefits through your work history, not a handout. Now, let's explore further. What does this mean for you? Well, if you're already receiving Social Security, this increase might bring a small amount of relief. Maybe it helps cover a higher utility bill or makes filling a prescription a bit less painful. And if you're nearing retirement, it's a good reminder to keep an eye on how your benefit will be calculated and whether you need to supplement it with savings or other income. For younger viewers, this moment can serve as a reminder that planning for retirement isn't something to put off. Social Security will likely still be around when you retire, but the exact shape it takes could be different. Having your own savings plan, like through a 401k, Roth IRA, or other accounts, can help ensure you're not depending on Social Security alone. And next, let's not forget the importance of staying informed. Too often, headlines make big claims, and it's easy to miss the details, like how a $2,000 average check might sound like good news, but when adjusted for inflation and expenses, it might not feel like it in your day-to-day life. You may feel like things just aren't adding up despite the increases. Know that you're not alone. Many retirees are feeling the same pressure. Sharing your experience in the comments not only helps others feel less isolated, but it might also inspire new solutions or connections. Thanks for hanging out with me today and talking through this. If you found this helpful or learned something new, give it a like and consider subscribing. Until next time, take care of yourself and your future.